of course, finally, save the constitution call. These five issues, the failures of the Modi government, the fear that Modi government, if it gets the majority that it is asking for, then there is a threat to the constitution, there is a threat to the reservation policy. That is on one side. The other side, on the background of Rahul Gandhi's very successful Bharat Jodo Yatra, two yatras, and outstanding manifesto, on the back of the Karnataka promise which we fulfilled, on the back of Telangana promise which we fulfilled, we gave promises to India through our manifesto, which are all implementable.
Okay.
In this twofold, the failures of the Modi government on one side, and what we offered to the people if we came to power was our main election strategy.
Right. You're saying the manifesto has done the trick. Actually, this is a phenomenon that we should study a little bit more. If the Congress manifesto, as much as it was criticized, did the trick. But okay, let's talk about Maharashtra. Is this the sympathy factor that has worked for you in Maharashtra, as many are saying? Or is there more, Mr. Chavan?
No. Sympathy factor, of course, helped us. Primarily, the way government was brought down, the corrupt practices that were followed, the fact that whatever happened in Maharashtra in breaking Shiv Sena and breaking NCP had direct blessings of Modi and Shah. And huge amount of money that was money, then threats of ED, CBI action, Samadama Dandabhed. The way this elected government was brought down, the elected parties were broken. That was not liked by the people. There was, of course, sympathy for Mr. Pawar and Mr. Thackeray. More than the Eknath Shinde breakup, where at least Eknath Shinde had fought with BJP earlier. The fact that Mr. Ajit Pawar's party was broken, he was taken in the party after Prime Minister personally accused him of a 70,000 crore corruption charge. And after that, you not only take him in the party, his people in the party, but make him a deputy CM.
Okay.
That was not liked. That people in Maharashtra, and particularly with senior leadership of the BJP and RSS.
Yeah, and it was more in recent memory. The recency factor also, I think, played in favor of the India Alliance. But the MVA has done well, sir. What does this mean for the upcoming October elections, for the assembly elections? What does this mean for you in the Congress and the MVA at large?
Well, I think three-party combination is a very deadly combination, very potent combination. This combination will reveal, will analyze where we went wrong. We took inordinately long time in finalizing seats. There was a dispute on 2-3 seats, which the results have shown that we were right in whatever we were asking for. I think if you look at that, I think there's no reason why we should not three-party Mahavikas Aghadi alliance in the Assembly.
Okay.
And I think looking at the trends that we see now, we're sure to win the Vidhan Sabha election in October 2024.
All right, sir. I do thank you for your time. This is going to set the template, Prithviraj Chavan says, as far as the assembly elections are concerned. This is what I was talking about earlier. This has been a very painstaking effort to divide the seats in Maharashtra. It took inordinately long, but it eventually has turned out to be successful. I want to go across to Neeti very quickly on the Maharashtra numbers. Neeti, the BJP itself has lost quite a bit. It's not just the alliance partners. And the MVA is clearly setting forward now with a spring in its step, the MVA, I mean, as far as assembly elections are concerned. This must be nervous bells for you.
Shivani, of course, in Maharashtra, in a lot of places, we expected better numbers. But again, they have not been called, but I'm going to assume that if these numbers stay, we'll accept the mandate, whatever the people have given. We'll work on whatever went wrong. We have worked very sincerely for the past 10 years for the people, and that fact remains. What went wrong is going to be worked out. But again, let the elections be called, because the margins are very low wherever we are talking about.
Neeti, talking about Maharashtra itself, one of course is the aspect that Shivani spoke about, a sympathy wave that may have been created for the factions of Sharad Pawar and Uddhav Thackeray. That's one aspect of things. But what about the reservation? If Maratha consolidation is, in this case, perhaps worked for the INDA, then a reverse OBC consolidation should have worked for the NDA or the Mahayuti. Why has that not happened? If we were to just deep dive.
So, I think let's come to all of these issues once the election is called. I don't want to comment on this right now.
Okay, do you want to comment on, let's say, Rajasthan, for example, because it was a clean sweep in 2019, again, a little bit of loss for the NDA?
See, you have to understand we were going to this election for the third time, and we, like I said, we are very confident about the work that we have done for the past 10 years. We were confident about the numbers that we were expecting. What has gone wrong is going to be worked out. We'll have to work it out. Again, whatever the mandate is, we'll have to accept it, and we'll accept it very humbly. But it does not take away from the work that the Modi government has done for the past 10 years, and we intend to do for the next 5 years as well.
Okay, so the takeaway from the Hindi heartland, Shivani, also becomes very interesting. Much focus has been, in the run-up to the elections, all through campaigning, that the Hindi heartland is safe with the Bharatiya Janata Party. And the focus was on whether or not the BJP is able to make inroads in the southern part of the country. And that's happened to an extent if we just focus on the vote share, for example, in Tamil Nadu and elsewhere. Kerala, for example. Now, the opposition may want to downplay it, but the BJP hopes to gain in the assembly elections, subsequent assembly elections there. But what about the Hindi heartland picture? Do you think that's really changed for the Bharatiya Janata Party on unexpected lines? Which assembly election you're saying the BJP hopes to gain? For example, Tamil Nadu. The BJP was focused on Tamil Nadu in the Lok Sabha election to sort of look at it as a precursor for the assembly election. Yeah, I mean, for the BJP, it's a hungry party, it's an ambitious party. It never really says, okay, this is how it goes in Raebareli and Amethi. This is how it goes in Hyderabad. This is how it goes in Trivandrum. So there's no point putting our fight there. They will actually go to the bastions of the opponents and say, we are going to try and turn it around. So you have to give the party that much. Also, as far as the South is concerned, it's not so much about, just looking at the next elections. Of course, the next elections are going to be the big playground, but this is also about the BJP wanting to always forever expand. They're not happy being a Hindi heartland party. They did so in the Northeast, they're doing so in Odisha, they've done so in West Bengal in the past, although they've suffered a little bit of a decline, and naturally they would want to do it in South. And in South, they wanted the bragging rights that we would be bigger than the Congress individually. We'll look at those numbers again, but I just want to very quickly give you a sense of the Dalit seats. So as far as the data on our magic wall is concerned, because the Dalit factor has been talked about, the reservation factor has been talked about, the caste survey has been talked about. So that's not the magic wall I'm talking about. I've got this on my screen here. But the 160 Dalits, 20% or stronger seats. The INDIA has won 95, which is plus 55 from last time around. That's a massive swing.
Significantly.
And NDA has won 59 of those, which is minus 38 from last time around. Others have also lost 17, and I again feel this is going to include the likes of the BSP that had won last time. I request our guests to stay with us. Christian and I have to slip into a very short break. We'll be right back with lots more.
Perhaps Veer has a point that we set our ambitions too high. We could be guilty of the burden of expectations weighing too heavily on us. But now, just think of it. Had this been 2014, the 2014 NDA was about 310 or 315 seats. We are not very far away from that. By all likelihood, in 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, we'll be making that mark.
Right.
At that time, that was considered as a wave. And today, it's not being considered as a wave.
No, and see, I'm just looking at Zaka wanted to know, beg your pardon, Rahul wanted to know, in phase 1 and 2 together, the opposition has actually taken 26 seats, plus 26 seats. The NDA is minus 23. And in that, if I were to look at the breakup of the NDA, the BJP has got 72 seats, They are minus 23 overall. So that's the breakup. And if you look at phase 1, 2 and 3, let me add to the filters and add phase 3 also. If you look at phase 1, 2 and 3, overall, the NDA is minus 34 seats.
Yes.
So the first 3 phases is where the BJP and the NDA has suffered a lot of losses. Bulk of the losses are from the BJP.
And that's the area where the SP has really capitalized in Uttar Pradesh also. If you overlay those
And
three
if
phases.
if you look at the Uttar Pradesh region, and let's look at the region, let's go back and we'll look at the states. I've got Payal with me. Just a minute. Yes, Payal. Chandrababu Naidu has dialed, has been spoken to by the PM. What's the conversation about? Yes, Payal.
So, what we are given to understand is that Prime Minister Narendra Modi had called up Chandrababu Naidu, the TDP chief, to convey his congratulations to Naidu's led TDP, which is of course heading the NDA alliance over there, for the stupendous kind of result they've been able to get. If you remember, the 2019 elections were just the reverse when Jagan Mohan Reddy swept the entire election, but this time around it's the reverse which is taking place. Also, very importantly, although there were a lot of talks within the Congress circles that they will approach Chandrababu Naidu for an alliance, but Chandrababu Naidu, in no uncertain terms, has conveyed to the Prime Minister that irrespective of whatever is going the rounds, he still solidly continues to be with the NDA. Now, Chandrababu Naidu is somebody who's been with the Atal Bihari Vajpayee government also. He was with the government in 2014. He walked off the alliance in 2019 before the 2019 elections, but he's come back just a few months ago, so he's very much solidly behind the alliance and very much solidly behind the NDA. That's what Chandrababu Naidu has conveyed in his brief conversation with Prime Minister Modi.
Right. So just quickly understanding between the JDU and the TDP, any of these allies who are a little dicey, is the BJP worried about them decamping or leaving the NDA because they're being wooed openly by the opposition?
Well, that cannot be confirmed as of now, because like I know that Chandrababu Naidu has conveyed, in fact, to the Prime Minister himself that he's going to be with the NDA. Nitish Kumar is known as the Palturam, is known as to have several flips and flops. It'll be important to see what the BJP's conversation will be, because I'm sure the BJP will put the likes of Vinod